Okay, I am going to briefly talk about the Seahawks-Lions game before we get into everything. Wow. That game was so unexpected. Seriously, zero defense for most of the game. It was all offense. Like, the final score was 48-45. What? Like, that was crazy. Absolutely wild and nail-biting win, but I will take the W. I will take the W over the Lions. So, yeah. And sorry if this video is a bit late. I know the Thursday night game's already happened. I promise we will get to that once we get to that game. But anyways, yes, it's time for another predictions video. And for our intro, we're going to do something a little different. Because if you haven't seen, I do have a new intro for Halloween until October 31st. So, with all of that out of the way, let's get it started. Pip Pedals, kick us off.
Let's get the party started! Hit it! There's something kinda creepy happening tonight. So call your favorite ghoulies and get your costume right.
They may look freaky, but I promise they won't bite.
And they say the place is haunted, but the dancing's a delight. It may look scary, but don't be afraid, 'cause nothing's what it seems at a monster party. It may look spooky, but don't have a fright, 'cause at this monster party we will rock all night. 'Cause nothing's what it seems at a monster party.
Yeah, pretty cool intro, right? And, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have that song stuck in my head for the rest of October. Anyways, what is up, everybody? Thomas48 12th Man Fan here. The first video of our Halloween stretch. It is our NFL predictions for Week 5. And it is late, yes, I know. But my helmet set got delayed, like I said, but it came today, as you can see in the back there. And there's the Washington Commanders helmet, and you probably can't see it back there, but the new Commanders helmet is there. And we'll get to and we'll take a look at that once we get to the Titans Commanders game. But anyways, enough of me talking. Let's just get into it right now. Let's get into the predictions for Week 5. All right, kicking us off. It's the game that already happened. Yes. Thursday Night Football, Colts Broncos. I went over to my neighbor, Matt. He's a Colts fan. I went over to his house to watch the game, and this game was awful. It was terrible. Like, oh my God, that'd be one of the worst games I've ever watched. Like, literally 0 touchdowns the entire game. Neither team could do anything. It was so boring. Not to mention all the stuff that happened in this game. Like, literally. Do I even have to express anything that happened in this game? Okay, for one thing, there was one play where the referee got in the way of a player. Good job he didn't throw a penalty, because basically that was his own fault running into one of the Colts players. Also, a ton of injuries tonight. Tons of injuries that night. I'm telling you, a lot of people got hurt in that game. And also, they showed fans leaving the stadium, which is honestly hilarious to me that they showed that. Like, there were just tons of Broncos fans that were just leaving. Like, they were like, screw this. I ain't watching this game. I just want to go home. We've been here for far too long. And try to beat that late night traffic. And, oh yeah, let's address the big elephant in the room. So they stopped the game for, excuse me, they stopped the game for, I think it was an injury, and the play clock is still running. It should be reset to 25 seconds, but it's not. It's still running. And the Colts barely have any time to snap the ball. They do not have enough time. And what do the refs do? They give them a delay of game. What the heck? Like, this pretty much proves that the refs were rigging this game for the Broncos to win. It's obvious they were wearing Broncos uniforms underneath those black and white striped uniforms. It's obvious that they were trying to rig it so Denver would win. But yeah, we do go to overtime, and Colts end up getting a field goal, and it comes down to the Broncos going for it on fourth down on a 4th and 1, and Russell Wilson ends up throwing it, and the pass is blocked, and the Colts win. Which I'm happy the Colts won, because of course, my friend Matt, one of the neighbors, he's a Colts fan. Very happy for him. And we both beat Russell Wilson, so it was really fun rooting for the Colts that night. And I picked the Colts to win, and they won. So, you know what? I guess I'll take it. I mean, it was an ugly win, but a win's a win. I'll take it. But yeah, I predicted the Colts to win this game. This was going to be this game was a game that could go either way, but I wholeheartedly thought the Colts were gonna win, and they did. Honestly, at this point, I don't know how the Colts were gonna win. I thought how the game was going, they were gonna lose. Matt Ryan did horrible. Like, I genuinely thought that the Colts were gonna lose this game, but they didn't. I don't even know. I don't even know anymore. I seriously don't. This season has just been so freaking wild. What do I even have to say? What even more do I have to say? Also, Jonathan Taylor was out of this game too. So, yeah, the Colts won without Jonathan Taylor. So, yeah, that's impressive. But yeah, Colts ended up winning. I think I've talked long enough about this game. Now let's move on to the actual predictions, the games that haven't happened yet. So let's get right on to it. Moving on, we have our second London game of 3. And this is our second London game in a row. We got the New York Giants facing off against the Green Bay Packers in London. Packers are winning this game. I don't care if the Packers haven't been that good this year. I don't care if Aaron Rodgers has not been as consistent as he was last year. I still think they're going to beat the Giants. I don't think the Giants are going to win. This is honestly a game that I'm probably going to skip. I'm not getting up at like 5 in the morning just to watch this game. This is not a game worth getting up to. It's not. Packers are winning this game. I really have nothing else to say. Packers are winning. Moving on. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers going in to face the Buffalo Bills. This is pretty much a rematch of the Week 1 game from the year prior. Bills are winning this game. I know the Steelers beat them last time, but the Steelers do not look promising. There's no way they're winning this game, even if they have Kenny Pickett. There's no way Kenny Pickett is going to go up there and beat Josh Allen. There's no freaking way. That Bills offense looks really good, and their defense is going to be hard to get through for the Steelers. I think the Steelers will still try to put up a fight, but the Bills are going to win this game. I really think the Bills will win. This is a winnable game for Buffalo, and I think they're going to take it. Bills end up beating the Steelers. Moving on, we got the Los Angeles Chargers going in to face the Cleveland Browns. This game was tough for me to pick, but I am going to take the Chargers. This game could honestly go either way. Both teams are kind of in the same boat. But I think that Herbert and the Chargers will pull off this win, just barely. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a hard-fought game, but I think the Chargers will just barely pull it out, unless the Chargers decide to choke again. Which, considering how this season has gone, how nothing completely matters this season with any game, the Browns might just win this game. But I am going to take the Chargers regardless. I got the Chargers winning this game. Moving on, we got an AFC South matchup. We got the Houston Texans going in to face the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville actually looks better than I anticipated them to be this year. They actually look good. They went out there and went toe-to-toe with the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles. That is a statement performance by Jacksonville, and this just proves that they're for real. Like, they are a team that can go out there and compete. They are definitely a top candidate for the AFC South in my book. And the Houston Texans, let's be honest, I think the Texans are just trying to tank at this point. They're probably just trying to get a high draft pick. The Texans pretty much don't care a single heck about this season. Jaguars are winning this game, no doubt. Moving on, we got an NFC North matchup. We got the Chicago Bears going in to face the Minnesota Vikings. Is it even obvious who I'm taking? The Bears suck. They are an awful team. They do not look good this year. The Vikings, on the other hand, do look decent. They are definitely better than the Bears, and this is an easy winnable game for Minnesota. Plus, it's in the bank in Minnesota, and the Vikings always play really good at home. Every single time. They play really good at home, and they always seem to win there. Most of the time, they always seem to win at home. And with this game being at home in their stadium against a Chicago Bears team that does not look promising, this should be an easy win for Minnesota. I am taking the Vikings in probably an absolute blowout. Vikings win this game. Moving on, we got the Detroit Lions going in to face the New England Patriots. Now, this might be a very, very, very shocking decision of mine. I'm taking the Lions. I'm taking the Lions to win this game. The Patriots, they definitely don't look good. Even though they almost beat the Packers, they for sure do not look like they did last year. I mean, for one thing, Mac Jones is out. They have a third-string QB in. And I overall think New England is cooked right now. They do not look good. Meanwhile, the Lions put up a really good fight against us. And they always seem to come back into games. Even if they're getting blown out in the first half, the Lions will find a way to get back in this game. I have definitely big faith in the Lions winning this game. I do. It's in Foxborough, but I think the Lions are going to pull off the win on the road in Gillette Stadium, which is one of the toughest places to win, honestly. But regardless, I am still taking Detroit to win this game. Moving on, we got our game. My Seattle Seahawks going in to face the New Orleans Saints. This is going to be another toss-up game for us. This is a game that's going to be tough to win. It's in New Orleans, which is a pretty tough place to win. And considering the state of our team, it's going to be a tough game. I think it will. But regardless, with it being in New Orleans, I see this as a game that we can win. I am going to take my Seahawks to take the win. I think we're going to go 3-2. For one thing, the Saints are absolutely beat up. I mean, I don't think they have Alvin Kamara right now. I think he's injured. Michael Thomas isn't on the team either. And also, I don't think Jameis Winston is the quarterback right now. I think they have Andy Dalton as their quarterback right now. They have Andy Dalton and Taysom Hill. Overall, that Saints team just does not look good. Not good at all. And of course, we all know in London, they lost on a double doink field goal miss. It's going to be a close one. I think this will be another nail biter, but I think my Hawks will pull out the win. I am taking my Seahawks to pull off the win in New Orleans against the Saints. Moving on, next game, we got the Miami Dolphins going in to face the New York Jets. Now, we do know that Tua Tagovailoa, how you ever pronounce his last name, will be out for this game. He will not be starting this week. And I think that's a good thing. I think Tua should rest up. That was a hard hit he took in that game against the Bengals. And honestly, yeah, I don't think he should have played this week. He looked pretty weak getting up during that Bills game, and the Dolphins said, you know what, screw it, we're still going to start him. And look what happened. I'm honestly kind of feel like I'm on the side where I kind of want Miami to lose this game, but honestly, it's the Jets, and I think Teddy Bridgewater can easily take on the Jets. I still think the Dolphins can win this game. I mean, they still got some great players. They still got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. They're very good receivers. The Dolphins' defense also is seeming to be pretty good. I think this is a game where the Dolphins can win. But knowing how this season goes, maybe the Jets could pull off an upset. But it's at home but it's a home game for the Jets, and the Jets rarely win in their home stadium. And it always feels like every time when they play in MetLife, they lose. So I am going to take the Dolphins to win this game. Dolphins are winning against the Jets. Moving on, we got an NFC South matchup. We got the Atlanta Falcons going in to face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This will be an easy win for Tom Brady. He's coming off a divorce. With his wife. You got to think that Tom Brady's going to take all his fury out on Atlanta. And let me tell you, Atlanta, you won't like Brady when he's angry. Not to mention, Atlanta, you basically... Let's just say the teams you've beaten haven't been impressive. You've beaten us, which is not that very impressive a win. You did beat the Browns, the Browns with Jacoby Brissett, that's not also very impressive. I mean, maybe you could have won that game. I honestly thought the Browns would be better, but they weren't. But this is Tom Brady and the Bucs you're playing up against. There's no way the Bucs are losing to the Falcons. There's no freaking way. Though, considering how this season has gone, maybe they do. I don't know. It's been a pretty rough year for the Bucs, but I think this should be an easy win for them. I'm taking the Buccaneers regardless. All right, moving on. We got the Tennessee Titans going in to face the Washington Commanders. And yes, here's the new Washington Commanders helmet. Let me give you a closer look at it. So this is the new Commanders helmet for 2022. Looks pretty good. I have to say, very nice. I like the colors, the stripe. It's a very nice, clean look, but still, the Commanders is a very weird name. And listen, the Commanders do not look promising. Getting the whole thing of being excited about this new helmet out of the way, they are still losing this game. I am still taking the Titans to win this game. I mean, the Titans kind of are in the same boat as the Commanders. They're kind of on the same level. I mean, Derrick Henry is literally carrying that whole team on his back for pretty much he's carrying that whole team on his back. That's basically all I can say about him. But it is going to be tough for that Washington defense to stop Derrick Henry. I think Derrick Henry is going to run all over Washington's defense, and he will be able to pull out a Titans victory. I have the Titans winning this game. Maybe the Commanders pull off something. Maybe Carson Wentz decides to whip up a strong game. But I still have the Titans winning this game regardless. Titans are winning. Moving on. All right, moving on. Next up, we got the San Francisco 49ers going in to face the Carolina Panthers. Dude, the Panthers are trash. Baker Mayfield has been awful this season. He cannot connect with any of his receivers. And Matt Rule is pretty much on the verge of being fired right now. Meanwhile, the 49ers are coming off an absolute hot win against the LA Rams. And they looked really good in that game. Of course, they got Jimmy Garoppolo as their quarterback. Jimmy G. That defense looks mean. There is no way the Panthers are winning this game. No freaking way. It might as well be a blowout. This is probably going to be the 49ers Seahawks game all over again. And as painful as that sounds from how much bad memories I have from that game, I think it's exactly going to end up like that. The Panthers will probably only score one touchdown or a field goal, and that will be it. 49ers are going to run the living heck of the Panthers down into the ground. Niners are easily winning this game. Moving on. All right, moving on. We got a battle of the birds. We got the Philadelphia Eagles going in to face the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, the Cardinals are okay, but the Eagles are just better. The Eagles are just a really good team this year. They are. They do look really good. And as for the Cardinals, they do not look promising. They pretty much got lucky against the Raiders. The Raiders choked that game away. And of course, that game against the Panthers isn't very impressive either. Arizona is losing this game. I think the Eagles are going to stay undefeated and they are going to beat the Cardinals on the road. I got the Eagles winning this game. Give me the Eagles and probably a blowout, but I think maybe the Cardinals try to put up a fight, but I think most likely Eagles are going to run away with it either way. Moving on, we have what I think Fox is calling America's Game of the Week this week. We have the Dallas Cowboys going in to face the Los Angeles Rams. Now, any other year, I would take the Rams. But this year, I just don't really feel it with the Rams this year. The Cowboys, on the other hand, are very surprising. I thought the Cowboys were going to suck after Dak Prescott got injured. But no, Cooper Rush is absolutely impressing me. That defense is still strong, and the offense just continues to hum along. Not to mention, they got Michael Gallup back. And overall, that Cowboys team just looks way more better than I think they would have been. And the Rams just do not look good. I mean, they looked awful on Monday night. Like, seriously, that O-line could not block to save Stafford's life. I mean, that Niners defense was absolutely tearing through that Rams O-line. It is going to be awful. Matthew Stafford probably will throw a couple picks. Matthew Stafford probably will throw a pick 6 to Trayvon Diggs. It's going to be an awful game for LA. I think the Cowboys are going to pull this one off. I'm just not feeling it with LA this year. All right, moving on. We have NBC Sunday Night Football. We have the Cincinnati Bengals going in to face the Baltimore Ravens, a AFC North matchup. Now, the Bengals did look really good against Miami, and the Ravens do look good also, even though they kind of threw that game away against the Bills. Regardless, this is probably going to be a very close matchup, but the Ravens, they got home field advantage. I'm taking the Ravens. The Ravens still look pretty good. I think this is going to be a bounce-back game for them. They sure did throw that game against Buffalo, but if they can actually, not choke it away and just take the points and not go for it on 4th down, then I think they'll be good. As long as John Harbaugh doesn't do something like that again, I think the Ravens will secure this win. The Bengals will still put up an absolute fight, but I think Baltimore is going to be the better team that night, and they will barely beat Cincinnati. It's going to be close, but I think the Ravens will just barely escape with the win on Sunday night. And last but not least, this is our last game. Monday Night Football. We have the Las Vegas Raiders going in to face the Kansas City Chiefs, an AFC West matchup. Now, if this were in Las Vegas at Allegiant Stadium, maybe I would pick the Raiders. But this is in Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Heck freaking no. The Chiefs are winning this game. It is an easy win for the Chiefs. They are playing at Arrowhead. It is a tough place to win when you're the opponent team. I just don't see it. I really just don't see it. It's in Arrowhead, and the Chiefs always seem to win there. It's going to be a tough game for the Raiders. I think the Chiefs are going to get this one. This is going to be a W for Kansas City. And I can also see that the helmet, I will point out here, I can see, I don't know if it's supposed to be like this. I don't know if it's supposed to be this crooked. I think I could also see the red is a lot darker on this one. Like, hang on. Let me get my one from last year because I know I still have it. I got it. Okay, I got it. So, you can see the red is, I think, yeah, the red is darker on this one. And did they change the position of the logo? Is it supposed to be like that, or is that an error? I don't know. Is that a factory error or how it's now positioned? I don't know. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. Or hang on, I think maybe these helmets might be bigger. I don't know. Are they? I think they might be bigger. Or maybe it's just the camera playing tricks on me. I don't know. I can't tell. But that is a little weird. I don't know. Did they change the shade of the Chiefs helmet this year? Cuz I haven't seen a difference. But anyways, yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs to win this game. Chiefs are going to win. Okay, sorry if that took a little long. I just had to point that out. Anyways, let's just end this now. This has gone on for too long. And ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. There are my picks for week 5, including the one I already got right. Do you agree or disagree with my predictions? Let me know down in the comments below. And anyways, yep, it was definitely a very awful game on Thursday. Hopefully the next games are better. Hopefully we get much better games on Sunday and on Monday. So with that, I'm just going to end it here. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!
At this monster party we will rock all night. Yeah, at this monster party we will